Hey everybody, what's up? This reading is going to be about what's going on with you and your person. We are going to pull one spread for you. We are then going to pull a separate spread for your person and see what's going on. Just know that because this is a general reading, I can be pulling on this pile that's allegedly you, and it can be the other person, and you may be the one that's in this pile. So just use your discernment when you're doing this. And also set the intention as well. This reading doesn't need to be a particular type of relationship. This can really be just like on a relationship that you want to kind of gather more information about, get a deeper understanding for. And so really be intentional when it comes to this. Use it wisely. And if you're sitting here being like, I don't have anybody coming to mind, or maybe I want to think about it, just pause it and come back then. We are going to start off with your energy first. This is going to be like a snapshot of where you currently are within the energy. Okay, we are starting off with Ace of Pentacles. We also have the Magician. Okay. So you're entering into a new chapter right now. There may be a new manifestation that you're working on too. I feel like this slate is kind of clean for you where you are. I'm not seeing anything happen super quickly. We have Ace of Pentacles, Magician, Four of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. When we have Four of Swords and Knight of Pentacles, this is about something moving in a very slow, steady, methodical type of way. Even having Magician and Four of Swords is kind of like a little bit of a hermit energy where maybe you're thinking about things, maybe you're cutting through to your deeper intention, maybe you're like envisioning things as well. And there's a lot of thought that's happening prior to you making a move, and none of this is rushed. None of these cards are cards that are going to be rushing. So this is every step that I'm taking is deliberate. There's nothing that I'm doing that I haven't thought about first. And there's a slow, steady build that is taking place when it comes to the things that you want. And this doesn't even have to be about one particular thing. I like to see the Magician as the intention that you have currently for your life. And Knight of Pentacles is all of the ways that you are putting your energy into those things. And again, this is very intentional. It's very deliberate, the way that you're doing things. And you're in a new chapter where with that Ace of Pentacles, you don't have any baggage that you're bringing into this. This is just you with your clean slate, thinking about it. You're not like tied up in anything. You're not intertwined in anything that would hold you back from the present energy. So you're very present right now. You're very like tuned in and you're very connected. There's a lot of mindfulness as well with the Four of Swords. Again, a lot of deliberate energy, not rushing with the Four of Swords. So this isn't like this panic of need to make this happen, need to make that happen. There's none of that that's going on here. This is like a slow, steady pace that's happening. This is grounding. This is resting when you need to. There's nothing frantic about your energy at all. So that's the vibe that we have over here. Not in a rush. Feels like initially you could have been stressing a little bit, but I'm seeing that starting to slip away. You can even be starting to feel a bit more accomplished now. This feels like one of those times when you have an intention to create something and you can be looking at the paint colors that you have in front of you and you're like, I really wanted to use this specific particular color on the canvas for this picture that I'm creating, but I don't have it here and I don't know how I'm gonna make this work, but it like somehow ends up happening. But I feel like you get paused in that moment because there's some type of divine interplay that's happening. So something may not be immediately there, and that may create a pause. And it can feel like it's not totally your choice, but I'm seeing this be like kind of the cosmic energy is all in on this, on some type of thing that you need to take the next step, like not being there initially, and you kind of have to like wait to resume. So it feels like it pushes you into having to be in a bit of a pause. I think that this is also having you zoom out a little bit. So it's not just only about that color that you feel like is missing. There's more of a zooming out to see the bigger picture here that's happening. This can even have clarified what it is that you want, because I'm seeing 9 of Cups. So I feel like this pause that happens may have clarified something about what it is that you're creating in a way that if you hadn't had that pause, maybe you wouldn't have had this like thought occur to you or this realization. The pause creates some type of realization, and then I'm seeing you feel relaxed. It even feels like, okay, now I know what to do, like this. But before you could have felt like stopped and you kind of had to problem solve. I feel like some type of epiphany is connected with this, and it's something important that, again, if this hadn't happened, I don't think that you would have realized this. And it's all about what you're trying to do here and how to make that happen. Because the next card we have after that is the Knight of Pentacles. So there's this checking in, there's realization, and then there's, oh, I take this step. That's what I do. But before, there could have been this feeling for some reason, like there could have been something stopping you. When we have 5 of Pentacles, it can be something like, I don't know if this is going to work out for me. It can be something like, we can doubt really what's possible. I think that's what it is. And we can say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do what I want here, but you can also look at the circumstances that you're in and say, I want to do something about that. Maybe something was going on within the circumstances that you were in that brought important things to light for you, realizations, deeper emotional truths even that may not have been there before. Because then it has you snapping back and saying, I know that this new chapter, this is all about what's on my heart. And this could have been something that maybe clarified that even further for you, but maybe in a way where before you didn't think it was possible. Magician and 5 of Pentacles can be like, I want to say it or I want to do this thing, but then stopping oneself from doing it, needing to kind of like reevaluate, and then feeling like even stronger in one's sense of purpose and intention. And then the Knight of Pentacles is when finally we can make that move. And this new chapter was about building up to that, because I even feel like initially you could have started the chapter feeling stuck for some reason, but then that kind of like falling away. And you could have seen where you were doubting what was possible and even the power that you had in this situation. And in that moment of pausing, because it's like, wanting to do the thing and then stopping and being like, I can't do that for some reason, and then sitting there and then having the realization of like what actually needs to be done to make things happen. So yeah, I feel like there are a lot of epiphanies, a lot of realizations, a lot of stuff that's falling into place, and a lot of thinking and problem solving that happens before any move is made, because Knight of Pentacles is the last card. So there's all of this air energy and there's all of this cups energy happening first. The only Pentacles energy that we have prior to that is this feeling of, I'm entering into this new chapter wanting something that I don't even believe is like possible, that I can even really do that. And then we're ending that Knight of Pentacles. I want to pull one more. We're ending that Knight of Pentacles with like, finally, I know what it is that I need to be doing here. Maybe you also had to get kind of sick of being like, I can't do what I want. Like maybe something happened where you were like, I'm not going to take that. I feel like something like this maybe. Like maybe you were seeing where you were just not believing in yourself, or where you could have been, I don't know, like victimizing yourself in some way. I feel like something like this that was going on here, where you just felt like you couldn't do something and then you kind of like snapped out of it, but there's a gentle way that you snap out of it. It's like there's this sitting and regrouping, and you really like even meditating on what it is that you want, and then you're like, oh, I can do this, and it just like hadn't occurred to you before. But I think it was more so about your mind frame before. I don't think that the circumstances change. It's like the way that you see the circumstances is what changes, and then you know what to do at that point, and then you have the vision of where you're going and what's going to be happening. So I'm seeing that be the vibe that you're in right now. So it's like, once again, you can see like the bigger picture of where things are headed, but there's that little stuff that's been going on for you. Next, we're going to switch over to the other person's energy. You just have Mercury in yours. This is the Magician. The vision for your life and where you're going. And this is also about like tangibly what's happening. These are like actual tangible steps that are being taken to be able to move forward now that you have connected with your deeper vision of what's going to be unfolding now. So I'm seeing you be very clear on that. Like you really can see the future here. You know where things are going. You know what's going to be happening a few steps ahead. And so it makes it easier to now know that you're stepping in the right direction when you do this with the Knight of Pentacles, and to be able to show up in a way that like is very tangible what you're showing up with. And it even feels like it's helping to complete some sort of picture here, or some sort of process. Because I feel like this new chapter that's beginning for you, it feels like the culmination actually of multiple different chapters that now everything fits into place. And this was like the last step of needing to do that. I'm seeing a lot of threes here. Okay, on to the other person's energy. For some of you, there can be an offering or something like that, but you could have needed to come through a portal. I'm seeing something about your third eye needing to be open. That's definitely what happened through this process for you. But it feels like you couldn't step forward and do anything tangibly until your third eye was cleared. And before it was cleared, what it would have felt like was that you were in a circumstance and there was like no way out and like nothing to figure out, and you were just stuck. So this cleared that up for you. And again, then you can like see your future, you can see where things are going. So it helps you to connect with that part of yourself. You could have also felt lost when it came to, sorry guys, I know I keep saying we're going to go over to their energy, but there's more stuff that's coming through. And you want the details anyway, right? What I'm seeing for the energy is that you could have been in a spot where when we have Nine of Cups, it's like what's deeply on our hearts and like what we really do want. But having Five of Pentacles can feel like like that can't happen for you for some reason. Like it's impossible given the circumstances that you're in. When we have Nine of Cups, it's like I do want that thing that feels really important to me. Like this really is what's on my heart. It's not just about like wanting a thing, okay? It's deeper than that. There's like something that it goes way beyond the materialization of something. There's a very spiritual component to this that is connected with what's going on in your emotional world. Having Five of Pentacles before that feels like for some reason I can't take a step to pursue that and go in that direction. And that's what it feels like when your third eye is blocked. But then I'm seeing this clearing that has happened, but it feels like it took some type of, it feels like a type of hermit mode that you had to do, where you may have needed to meditate, you may have needed to pull yourself away from distractions, anything that would keep you from being totally present to the revelation of what this is for you, that would keep you from recognizing that this actually, you are connected with this, and that there are actually steps that you can take to fulfill this for yourself. So yeah, any blockage that you would feel from that is when your third eye is not cleared yet, but then once your third eye is cleared, you see the way. And you're like, oh, I actually just take this step and then that step and then I can do that. That's what that will feel like, okay? So before you had felt like you were stuck, but now I'm seeing us end with you're not stuck anymore and you can move forward now. It's like whatever was stopping you at the gate has been removed now and it's been open, and now you can move through that and you know where you're going. Okay, other person's energy for real now. As I'm saying that, I'm having another thing come through. Forgive me, guys. The last thing that I'm seeing is that with this thing about you knowing what step to take now, what move to make, I am seeing it look like something like you're moving forward and even like paying attention to what's in front of you and in the process of taking that step. But I am seeing it look like something holding onto your arm. And so I wonder if there's something here that like you can see where you want to go and where you're going and what you're doing here. But if there's like some like tendril of energy in some way that still has a bit of a grasp on you. And as much as this can wear the faces of many different things, be it thoughts, memories, people, whatever, this actually comes from like the leftover like mental blockage that's finishing clearing up. But I'm seeing it look like something that's kind of wrapped around the right arm, and that feels like wanting to extend something because that's your masculine side, the right side. Did I say your right arm? Yeah. The right side is your masculine energy, and this means to initiate, to do something, and this is connected with giving something or like taking a step. And so there could have been something that you felt like was kind of holding you back a little bit, and you could be in the process of breaking through that threshold. But yeah, I feel like this is something that is like in the process of slipping off of you, and once you're like at the entrance of a portal right now, and I'm seeing you part of the way through, but you still haven't come all the way out on the other side of it. So even though you know where you're going, I feel like there's some old cycle that's still in the process of you being released from that. That's also what I'm seeing here with this too. And there's something about you having been feeling, I'm laughing because I'm like, I feel like I need to get to this other person's energy, but we're not in a rush. There's no need to rush here. You could just speed it up if you want to. This feels like whatever was going on before it, I feel like it was a situation where you could have felt stuck within it, and like there wasn't a solution, or there was nowhere to move, or like maybe if there was a solution you just weren't seeing that. And that is what part of, like, that's actually what you're coming out of. So that's actually what you're breaking away from, because it's like you with yourself at the end of the day, you telling yourself you couldn't move through it. That's just what you were stuck in. You couldn't go through to the other side of this. That's just the cycle you were going to stay in. And now there's that, like, you're actually moving through the portal to come out on the other side of it. I'm seeing someone in a muscle tee here. Maybe you feel like it's gonna take you putting in work to get where you're trying to go to, because there's something about having to like wrangle something in, but I feel like this is about the process that this is going to take to sort of make this vision happen, especially if you like weren't fully able to show up before, and now you can be showing up. And so it can be like a bit of a different story now at this point, but you can know too that you're about to be building something, and that it's gonna take effort, but that's like really what you want. And you feel, you know, that when we have the way that I'm seeing Four of Swords and the way that I'm seeing Nine of Cups be looking to me is like you couldn't be more clear on this. Like you're totally, absolutely 100% clear. And this is your own conclusion that you've come to. Nobody has told you this. This is like, you've told this to yourself. This is like purely your internal, like, high priestess, insight, wisdom, knowing energy, that you have totally done this inner work, this heart chakra work, to know this truth for you. So it's something that cannot waver, because it actually is the truth for you. So this will only become deeper for you, and like more and more true and more present within your life. This is not something that will fall away, because you did the work to actually get there to that conclusion. Okay, other person's energy now. Ooh, Three of Swords. Other person is feeling, if something happened between you guys, like if you have history with this person, they are still holding on a little bit. I don't know why, like this smiling, or I almost feel like laughing or something. I feel a little bit of a giddy energy with this, but I also feel like there's still serious stuff that's going on here. Starting off with the Three of Swords and also having Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, if something happened, I mean, this can be like something that they're going through apart from you, but if this is something that happened with you guys, I don't know what is with this energy. If this is something that happened with you guys, they are still holding on. If they feel like they got hurt by you, they can still feel a little bit wounded here, and they can very much be holding on to that. So that can definitely be a feeling. I feel kind of like a little bit of nervous laughter here with this feeling with them. I'm seeing something get pushed together. Okay, there's some type of relationship wound that I'm seeing be connected with for them. I'm seeing a Tower on the bottom of the deck. I'm hearing struck gold. They're thinking over the stuff that they have going on within their life. I think like a lot of relationship stuff that's coming up, and things connected with the commitments that they have, but there's definitely something very prominent that feels like it's smarting a bit within the energy. I feel too like this person is thinking about, like, even, I don't know again if this is like in general or it's specifically with you, but I'm seeing stuff having to do with like relationship wounds and healing and pain. these sorts of things, and just like thinking about stuff, reflecting on stuff having to do with this. Like kind of what they've put their energy into and what that has cultivated within their life. Like especially when it comes to, it feels like relationships specifically. But they feel hurt about something for sure. Having Three of Swords be the first thing. Okay, this is an old thing I'm seeing. I mean, it's like something that happened in the past, but they're very much still carrying it. And this can be something where, let's just assume, okay, that you have history with this person. If you don't, this can be about another person. Okay, like this. If you have history with this person, then this is going to be about your history with them. If you don't have history with this person and they're like a romantic interest or something like that, this can be about their past away from you if you don't have any history with them. But if you do, this is definitely your story with them for sure, okay? Something happened in the past between you and them that they feel hurt by still to this day, to the point where it almost like clouds their ability to connect with things being nice between the two of you. It's like every time they will like think of you and have a nice memory of you, for the most part, the next thought after that is remembering the pain that's connected with the dynamic. And this feels like something happened where like maybe there was a betrayal, maybe there was like a lack of honesty, something like that. It feels like a lack of transparency. And maybe pain that like wasn't fully dealt with. Like this can be a feeling of like somebody did something and they didn't own up to it. I get that feeling from this. And it feels like it kind of like ruins the memories of whatever went on between you and them. Some of you, I do feel like this is actually your energy. But as I said before, like you can be either one. You have to place that for yourself if this is your story. I'm definitely seeing stuff about feeling kind of like, feeling trust issues for sure. But also feeling like in certain ways that taught them discernment, but I still feel them being hurt. This is like they haven't totally healed from this at all. But for some of you, they don't say that to you. Like you haven't maybe seen that. This can be somebody that's very stoic. And so they can be like very much aware of this, but they can also be very stoic when it comes to this. I just see like a bit of a checkered history here. I wonder too if this has anything to do with them, but I feel like something may have happened. They could have felt like something happened behind their back a bit. But I'm seeing this also be like this happened in their past. Like this is associated with their past history. I feel like we need to pull more on their energy. Yeah, it's like I'm seeing every time they think about this situation, they feel upset or they just like feel that pain in their chest. But I'm definitely getting somebody very stoic. Like I don't think that they would tell you that this is actually how they feel. They can very much keep that to themselves. Like we have Queen of Swords, we had King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This is somebody that like won't say that out loud, but they can very much be feeling that. Oh, okay, so because of what's happened with them and then like being a little wounded here, as I said before, like stuff has happened with them. They haven't totally cleared the energy out. Like they're not totally healed from this. You can see it very obviously. This person can be like hyper vigilant. So if anybody comes near them and they are not in 100% honesty and truth, they clock it immediately and then do whatever it is that they do. I'm seeing that be the space because they've been hurt too much. As soon as they get like a whiff of anything suspicious, they are like on that immediately. It's like they see that before they see anything else, and that just defines things for them. So if like anybody is thinking of approaching this person and not being in a place of 100% transparency, honesty, accountability, this person is not going to go for that. They've been through too much. So the only way to approach a person like this is that you have to be in a place of full truth with yourself and within the relationship as well. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Because I'm seeing this person, it's like they have a, you know how dogs are trained to sniff out certain things? It's like this person has now been trained through life to be able to sniff out any sort of deceptive or like not totally forthcoming energy. It's like they have the most wicked third eye in the world. This person is just immediately, they're going to know when something is up. It doesn't matter what it is. If there's something going on that's not like the total absolute truth, they clock it immediately. I'm seeing this person be highly intuitive, like very, very gifted, and they can be very smart as well. Maybe something going on with their air energy. Maybe even something going on with air and water within their chart that they're able to see this, because this feels like a type of energy, like very psychic, the way that this is coming through, where they just can tell based off of vibes. Like somebody doesn't even have to outrightly do something. They can just like smell it off of the person energetically. Like they have a very, very strong like gift when it comes to this, but it came through pain, which that's how many people go through awakenings, right? Like you see movies with superheroes, like what's the thing that kicks it off? Something traumatic. So this person has probably gone through different trauma, and now they have like a very keen sense of being able to tune into this type of energy. Like they know this frequency immediately, because that's what it is. It's not about the person, it's about when somebody's connected with that frequency, and they will know immediately. I feel like I just went off on a tangent, but that's how this person's energy is coming through. And obviously that's like very strong within their energy too. Like I feel like this person, if they felt like someone wasn't being straight up, they would immediately shut it down and be like, no. They do not play that game. So they probably also, I keep seeing Tower on the bottom of the deck. This person also probably has very, very strong boundaries, but maybe even to the point where it's like, I don't know, like, are we going to say it? They may be a little bit blocked off emotionally, a little bit. I'm seeing something about being, if you're stepping towards this person and they don't really know what's been going on with you, they're going to be very surprised by this happening. I'm seeing something that is alluding to that within the energy. If you are coming towards them, whoever's on this side, it looks like probably coming towards this person as far as what I'm seeing here. If that is the case, what's going to help you is to be clear and to be decisive. Like this whole epiphany that you've had, if this is your energy, this whole epiphany that you've had about this is what I want, this is what's on my heart, this is what I see for the future, this is where I want to go with things. You being very clear with them about that is also going to help them to visualize that too. Like you have to be totally forthcoming and transparent about what's going on with you. That will go over well with this person. But that may feel vulnerable to you, but just keep this in mind because this is how their energy is coming through. I wonder if some of you've shown up already with this person. Because if you have, they're thinking about things for sure. They do feel sentimental, definitely. There's definitely an openness that I'm seeing here within the energy. There's this feeling that if everybody's showing up, this could be something that works. Seeing Six of Pentacles and Page of Wands. Keep in mind too, guys, I'm talking about like somebody that you have like a real life connection with. I just have to say that because it's a general tarot reading, you know, like sometimes we can get really caught up in the fantasy. So this is somebody where you'd like really have something like in person or like one-on-one interaction going on with this person, like something like that we would have going on. Like I'm not talking about a situation where you've never had a one-on-one conversation with somebody before and you don't really know them. Again, like, sorry for those of you that that's not what's going on with you. I just like have to put this out here. It's my responsibility as a reader. Okay, so the energy that we're ending with for this person over here is that they have Three of Swords and they have Five of Swords. This feels very much like they get kind of like in a lock in their head because of not wanting to be hurt, and they may feel triggered by vulnerability at times. That can very much be the feeling. Like this can be somebody where it's like they have to work with themselves, they have to work with their past stuff and their wounding, and there's this part of them that is connected with this like sentimentality and emotionality, and that like this person is also very sensitive, very emotional, but they are somebody that they feel very vulnerable. And I do feel this feeling of like I've been betrayed before, I've been taken advantage of before, and so even though I'm seeing this thing within them of wanting to communicate, of wanting to move forward, there's still conflict that's blocking them a bit. So their heart is like, I want to say this thing, and then the conflict that they're still working through is like, no, shut it down, delete. It's like this type of thing that I'm seeing going on. But they're in the middle of a process right now. So I don't think that they're going to stay stagnant within this. This feels like actively it's something that they're working through, but they're clearly still very much in conflict, for sure. This person is coming out as the Queen of Swords. This can be somebody that they have just because of what they've gone through, it can feel really challenging for them to, it's not that they can't go to depths emotionally, they definitely can, but that feels very sensitive and it brings up a lot of their past stuff, and they may just have a difficult time getting a handle on it. Like we have Three of Swords above Queen of Swords. This is somebody that's like, they may be the most sensitive person in the world, but to them, that's like something that they feel like is, like they can feel like it's a weakness. This is somebody that can just be the feeling that they have. I'm not saying that's like some universal truth, but it can be like that, you know, because if they're going to feel something, they're going to have to feel everything, and there may be some stuff that they have that's in the queue that they still haven't processed yet. That's very much going on, and it ties into their relationship issues. Stuff that they haven't totally worked through that they're looking at, but they haven't totally worked through. And even though it's like something that will help this person on this side of things to open up their heart is doing heart chakra work, and anything that is going to allow them to enjoy like the sweetness and pleasure of life. This is somebody that can be blocked off from that a bit. I'm not saying that they don't get any joy from life at all, but this can be somebody that's a little bit blunted. This can be somebody that's not super like touchy-feely, affectionate, not because they're not, but because that can feel scary to them. And they can feel like they're still carrying their pain behind them, like dragging that behind them. And there can be this part of them that's like, nobody's going to want that. I feel this from their energy. So this person kind of feels like maybe a bit broken, and then it's like they're going to say something, like they want to. The desire is there with the Knight of Cups. They actually want to be able to move forward, but there's this part of them that blocks them that's like, they could be saying like they're going to get rejected. Like this is definitely something with their ego that's blocking them right now. That's why they're in conflict. And so even though I'm definitely seeing them have a very deep emotional capacity there, their ego is standing in front of them and not allowing them to move through right now. And they're not pushing through yet. So that's where I'm seeing them be with things. But with High Priestess on the bottom of the deck, they know their deeper truth. This is somebody very in tune and very connected, but their ego is just still stopping them. But they are actively working through it. We have Three of Swords and we have Temperance. This is somebody that's actively working through things. This is somebody that's in a place of contemplation. This is somebody that their heart is like on the ready, standing there being like, I'm ready to send this message or I'm ready to make this move. It's just their mental stuff that's still blocking them. But they're there. Like the emotional stuff is developed within them. It's just the mental conflict, their ego specifically, that like won't let them through. So that's basically what's happening with this person. But they're also kind of in a stare down with this part of their energy. Like it feels very much like this person can be aware, it's my ego that's stopping me, it's my fear that's stopping me. They can be aware of it and they're still just there. They're still not making the move yet. Because I feel like this person knows already. That's the feeling that I get from them. They have already sized up what they want. They already know what their ideal relationship stuff is like. Like that stuff is already there. They already envision things. That stuff is already there for them. But their past holds them back. Wow, we have been reading for 41 minutes. I feel like this is like a 5-minute reading. Like it just comes through so quickly. But yeah, ultimately that's what I'm getting for this person. So I feel like they're actually like 100% aware of what's going on, but they're just scared. And I think like not willing to totally face that right now. They're just like avoiding having to do the shadow work. They're avoiding right now having to deal with their ego. But I say avoiding, but I'm seeing that they are actively working through it. They're just like not at that point yet, we can say. But they know what's on their heart. They know how they feel and they know what they want. They're just like not going for it yet. I think they just still need some time for sure. Because they're definitely keeping things to themselves. I'm seeing them not be ready to talk about things. Like they know how they feel 100%. This isn't somebody that still has to, they have processed the emotional stuff already and they know how they feel and they know what they want to do. It's just the mental stuff that they haven't worked through that's stopping them, like stalling them out here. I feel like they're like face to face with it. They just haven't moved through it yet. And that's why they're still kind of stalling out, will be the feeling from their energy. And yeah, with the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck, they're very well aware. They just haven't made the move yet. Because High Priestess is like, she still be keeping her secrets. She hasn't said anything. And I'm saying she, like, we all have that feminine aspect of us. It's like not technically gendered. We're just talking about the feminine energy. So yeah, this is just that part of us that is like, yeah, I know what's going on, but I haven't said anything about it. But this is somebody that's like totally tuned in, like very self-aware, but just is still at that point where they're like, me have to deal with this part of myself to work through and get to the other side of this. That's just like where they are with things right now. Is there like any sort of question? I mean, I feel for you, there was this feeling of okay, for those of you that you're on this side, I get this feeling of like thinking that like something wasn't going to be able to work and like having to deal with kind of, some of you, it can be like the silence, it can be like the stuff within your own head, it can be needing to ground and needing to center. That can be part of things too. What's interesting is that this kind of feels like you're the one that's showing up. Kind of the feeling that I'm getting, but so are they. But I feel like you may be, if you're still in a transition and you're not all the way through the portal yet, but you're like halfway through, you're in that in between. And for them, they're like in the same way. But for you, it's showing up with like more tangibly, where you're like, I can devote my time and energy and attention to this and I can commit. For them, it's more the emotional stuff. Because I don't think the other things are a problem for them. I think this is like, they have to work through vulnerability. Well, I mean, everything is, it's vulnerable for you too. Whoever's on this side, it's vulnerable for you too. It's vulnerable for everybody. But this is like showing up with pentacles. This is about needing to show up with cups energy. So you kind of have like, even though you're in similar spaces with this person, like your timelines are very similar to one another, there's a little bit of a difference when it comes to what you've been doing and what you need to show up with, and what they've been doing and what they need to show up with. But I'm definitely seeing both of you guys be like about to break through. I'm seeing it be like you're halfway through, and also so are they. See, this is their energy. It's like they want to come through. This is just that part of them that's been stopping them, but they're in the process of working through that. But yeah, I definitely get this feeling with this person's energy that there's something about, they're just having a really hard time with the vulnerability. That's what's really got them stopped right now. And it's because they're still partly identified with their pain. But they are in the process again of working through this. And I think also like maybe even realizing that too, like, I could play it safe. I could stay in this position and be keeping my heart protected at all costs, but that's also keeping me from connecting in the way that I want to on a deeper level. But this person may not be fully, totally in touch with that part of themselves. Like they may still like have some armor on to the point where they can almost be like convincing themselves they can live without it, but I feel like that's turning over now. Because they really have been avoiding saying how they feel for real. Because I'm seeing a lot of stuff that this person has to say that they have. This can be somebody that they actually have like a lot of feelings, but they've been acting like they don't even notice you. Like that can... Again, I feel like when I say that, I have to be careful, guys. I'm talking about somebody you have like an actual real life connection with, okay? This is a person that like you can have an interaction with them and it's like you told the funniest joke in the room and they didn't even snicker, but then they like on the drive home, they were laughing hysterically. It's like they just don't want to show it to you. I just feel kind of like this, but it's because of protection. That's why. It's not like I don't want to show that to them just to like mess with them. It's more so like they're messing with their own energy because of not wanting to like fully go there within the vulnerability. And it's good that you guys aren't connected yet anyway in this way, because if this person hasn't fully worked through that, then you're going to have problems in the relationship. Like it's better that you wait till things are fully worked through to connect with them on a deeper level, because then you're not going to have to be dealing with this part of their shadow. That's why it's important to let people go through the processes rather than trying to force things together before it's time to be happening and saying, I'm going to like twist your arm so this can happen. And then you have issues later on because you rushed them and they weren't ready, or you let somebody rush you and you weren't ready. So you want to take the time, like really regardless of what end of this you're on here. Is that everything? I'm seeing this person on this side that is connected with the Queen of Swords. This person has real feelings about things and they are like really solid and they're really developed, but they're still working through their past stuff. They're still in the process of letting go. They are still in the process of healing as well. And they do know what they want, but there's just this like, they haven't totally been allowing themselves to go there. But I'm telling you, when this person comes through, there's going to be like so much said that was not being said before. So much where it's like, I feel like this is going to be kind of For those of you that this is a person you've been dealing with, I think you're going to be very surprised by the things that this person has to say. All of the stuff that they haven't been saying that you're like, wow, this is so deep emotionally, and I had no idea that that's really what was going on with you. But I'm seeing them. I'm seeing the energy for this person. It's like, if you could peek inside of their heart, the things that you would realize and feel, you would never feel insecure again. But they purposely don't show that. They haven't, but don't think that it's not there. But this can absolutely give off the impression that it's not there, because this person is purposely hiding that with the Seven of Swords there. It's like, you don't know that. I feel like this person is much more like sweet, soft, and sentimental than you know. But it's just because they're protective over themselves and their energy. Yeah, they keep a lot of stuff to themselves, but I'm really seeing there be like a very full awareness of their feelings. They're just still figuring some stuff out here. Like, after the moon, we have the sun, and that is going to be when the real feelings, the real essence of the feelings and everything that's being felt is ready to be put on display and expressed. And then from there, things will be figured out. But mobilizing that is the real challenge for this person, because it feels like a tall order for them. They feel very stressed out by this, and they're dealing with some heavy karmic energy. Stuff that has currently been like blocking them from their higher path, because they can feel like very caught up and tied up in things. It's like this process of mourning, I think, that this person is still going through. Like, they're still going through a process of acceptance. They haven't totally let go of things. They haven't totally accepted things as they are. That's connected with their past. And it's something that has them feeling very scared about their future as well, to the point where they're just kind of stalled out, because it's like, am I going to be brave, or am I going to be like scared and just stay here? So it's like them just being in this position of, do I move forward and do I do this thing that I really want to do here and just go for it? Or no, it's like their motivation is going in one direction and their soul is calling them in one direction, but their fear is telling them to go a different way, and they're stuck in that in between. And if they're not actively working through this, it can come off as confusion or mixed feelings, but it's really just fear that's masking what they really want to do and being held back by that, which also looks like they're in the process of working through as well. Wow, so much coming through on this person's energy. But they have to step into their masculine energy. They've been in a lot of feminine energy and page energy, which page energy also feels kind of like feminine energy to me. So this person is like in the process of stepping up, but they haven't totally called their power back to them, but that's what they're in the process of doing. That's what they're in the process of healing right now, so they can take initiative. But they're also learning how to like let go of control too, and that's something that's been challenging for them as well. But once that happens, they're gonna be able to move forward. That's when we have the Eight of Wands coming out. So then after that, it's like nothing's gonna be stopping them, but that's where things have been. There's a lot of psychological and emotional stuff that they've been working through. I feel like they've been doing this on their own, though. Like, this person may be somebody that it's like they can be like so scared of being codependent in certain ways that they can like really do a lot of things on their own, when actually they like desperately want to connect. And they can even keep themselves from what they most deeply want to connect with at times too. Yeah, I'm seeing some type of, I'm hearing residential conflict that they have. It's like, it's something that has to do with like core relationship / commitment stuff. and doing a full scale evaluation. But I am seeing that they're going to work through it. They're just still like basically rising up out of it, and there's some intense shadow work that this person is doing. Stuff that hasn't totally come full circle yet. It's like it's in the process of happening, but they're still figuring it out for sure. They've been given a very complicated puzzle, essentially, on the energetic front. But I'm definitely seeing, okay, so let's say it like this, even though you may not be seeing them do anything, it's behind the scenes, they are building up to this movement happening. But as far as what you're seeing on the surface, not really seeing much of anything. And they're really scared of being vulnerable. I think that this person may too, like, also not want to be rejected or like hurt again. So their ego is like, don't you dare say it. It's like they want so desperately to, but yeah. For those of you that you like have some sort of connection with this person and there's stuff that's going on, like I'm seeing Lovers, I'm seeing 10 of Cups. It's like they know that they want to be with you. But yeah, I'm seeing them be very, very stubborn. For some of you, they have fixed placements. It's going to make somebody very stubborn. And they're still in the process of like figuring out stuff connected with it. Actually, let me revise. It's not that they're still figuring out stuff about where they're going in their future. It's that they're pulling away what's blocking them from seeing that. So they're in the process of, yeah, doing that. We're going to see if we can get anything else on your stuff over here, or whoever's on this side. And for those of you that don't know, I do offer relationship readings on the website. So if any of you guys want to get a relationship reading, I do offer them on the website. So these can be available for you personally, rather than it just being a general reading. Okay, so you are starting a new chapter on the emotional front, like on the feeling front. I'm seeing this be like a bright new chapter for you that you're beginning. So you can feel like emotionally your energy is just cleansed, it's been purified, and that you are going into this next chapter with your heart just like open. It just feels like stuff has been worked through that needed to be worked through. And this can also be like, maybe you've been getting more in touch with your intuition. Like maybe you've been getting in touch more with like meditative practices or grounding or anything that's going to like heighten your senses and purify things that need to be purified, to be able to further clarify your intuition. I see something here about you like liberating your mind, like seeing through, okay. Seeing through what you've needed to see through that would block you from taking initiative and taking the steps that you want to take. You know how I'm like forgetting already. Guys, I never remember these readings once I walk away. It's like I never know what's going on in these stories that I put on here. It's like, for you, it makes sense. For me, I'm like, I don't know what this story is about. I don't know what's going on within your life. I know that it can sound different, but I never know. So with your energy, there was this thing here about wanting to make something happen, having this vision for your life, but then feeling like I can't do that because of some type of circumstance. I'm seeing that be a main focus of what you've been working through, to a point of understanding where you're like, oh, I can actually do this. I just have to take that step. But it was like before it was blocked. So I'm seeing this be something that's been worked through now, where you actually can make something happen that you've been wanting to make happen, and that you feel clear on that. So you've also been doing your own shadow work, because this is stuff that was blocking you from seeing clearly your own vision for your life, your own intentions for your life. So for some of you, you have not fully come out of this yet. Like, you're still in the process of walking through this portal. So you have not fully shown up yet. I'm seeing you be in the process of, but not totally there yet. You haven't totally come out on the other side of the cycle. So, like, what is your connection with this person? What I'm seeing is that it looks like neither of you guys have fully shown up yet. For some reason, I feel like this person goes first, but that's just a feeling that I have with this. Like, this person has to show up with something tangible first. But I get kind of the feeling of, like, when this person is ready to show up, that it will sync with this person being ready too. So when this person shows up with something tangibly where it's like, I can fully show up with you now, and I mean it, when this person does that, this person is going to be able to be vulnerable emotionally in a way that I feel, again, like they haven't. Because, like, if you're this person and you're dealing with this person, I'm telling you, the feelings that they've had, like, you don't even know the half of it. It's like they just showed you the little surface of things, and it goes leagues and leagues and leagues down, like it never stops going, but you haven't been shown that. But it's deep what this person feels. But maybe, like, if you guys are obviously you guys are connected in some sense, they may have needed to see you show up, because the way that I'm getting for this energy, it's like, if this person feels like they've been betrayed and they can't, like, trust people a little bit, and they're still, like, working through their emotional stuff, what is going to build confidence within them is seeing somebody show up in a tangible way where they're like, I'm ready to build, and here I'm showing up with this, and this is my intention. It's like when you see somebody where it's like, you don't have to take them at their word, because you're seeing that their actions align with the intention of what they're saying. It's like, that's what this person needs. So that's why it feels like this person, for some reason, has to be like the starter of it, and then this person, or like making the completion of this, so then this person is like, I don't just have to take you at your word, I can see that your words and your actions align, and that your actions align with the intention. And then when they see that there's like a real commitment on this person's end for whatever it is that you're building together in the relationship. I don't know what kind of relationship you have with this person. I know that you have a deep connection with them, even though this person has not really communicated that fully to the depth of what that actually is. You do have a deep connection with this person. It's just that like, this part feels like the tangible part, and then this person's energy is going to follow. So this person has to be in like a little bit more of a, here, I'm showing up, look at what I've been making, so I can make you this offer and hand it to you and show you that I'm serious about this. But because of having Hermit there, this is like, this still hasn't come out yet. But the opportunity is there. But I feel like that's going to be like the go-ahead for this person too. Because, not to be like that, but I think a little bit like this person may need this person to do, like, show up first, so then they feel more comfortable in their vulnerability, because it almost seems like, why would they go to this person? I feel for some reason like the person on this end that's showing up with the Pentacles has to show up with the Pentacles to be like, show up more in an earth energy and be like, here, like, I'm actually showing up, and this is like proof of that, and you don't need to take me at my word, because look, and like really show up in earnest, you know? And then that's going to give the connection that this person needs to be able to like marry the energy. So that's also why I feel like this person had to get clear on what their intention actually is and know what they actually want to be able to confidently show up for this person and say, this is what I want it with you, this is where I want things to go, what do you feel? And then you're going to kind of put the ball in this person's court to then do what they're going to do. But you're kind of handing it off to them and saying, well, I'm showing up, so are you going to show up too? It's like this with them. Yeah, but maybe the person on this end, like maybe you weren't sure of what you wanted within your personal life, or there was like something about you and what you want and like what you're going to be happy with that you could have felt stuck with before or stuck on before. But now I'm seeing that just be like there's not an issue anymore. You're not blocked anymore. I'm seeing you see things clearly now, but before that's what was going on. It's like before you couldn't make the move, but you needed to be confident within yourself and you needed to be self-motivated to then be able to initiate with this person. Because before that you could have not been showing up. You could have wanted to, but you were feeling stuck. You didn't even know. It's like, if you're convinced that you're not even giving the person a real solid offer, they're going to read that immediately and be like, get out of here with your like non-confident energy, please. Like, you had to come to this conclusion yourself and be motivated in a way where like this person is not pressuring you into anything. Like, you had to be the one that's like putting the pressure on yourself to build what you want in your life, to be able to fully show up with them. And I think that's really just going to be the motivation that this person needs to then be able to show up with reciprocity on the emotional front with you. But yeah, you could have been the person over here could have been really scared, taking a chance, putting yourself out there, doing something new, but it's like taking a leap of faith. But this would be just like if you're the one that's on this side, it would be this person just doing what they want to do. This is just them honoring their truest form and truest energy of how they want to be living their life and liberating themselves and not putting some like constraints on oneself that are like unnatural. So this is like coming out of the box here with this energy that we're seeing here in a way where there could have been a fear before about doing that. Just because, I don't know, for some of you it could be feeling of like being ostracized or like something not going well or having to get outside of your comfort zone. Could have been something like this here. All just to be like, wow, I had these shackles on me, and just like taking them off here. As I said before, it's like it was all in the mindset, because I'm seeing for this person over here, it's like their situation didn't change. It's the way that they're seeing things that changed, that made them be like, oh, I meditated and now I can see clearly this really is what I want and this is what's on my heart, and now I can show up and say, I really did come to this conclusion and this is for real where I'm at with everything. And then, yeah, having the sun, having Nine of Cups go in with the sun here, it's like this couldn't be any more clear. It couldn't be any more obvious. This is really what I want. Like, look at how happy this person is. This picture reminds me, this card, the image on it, it reminds me of when somebody is like doing something that they love and they're so happy and someone's like, I got to get a picture of you. And it's like somebody that's just, they couldn't be happier in that like area of their life. It's just like somebody doing something where it feels like capturing a really, really happy moment where someone is like truly in a sense of like fulfillment and a sense of connection. And this being the link and the understanding that's made of like, oh, this is what I want. This is what makes me happy. This is what's been on my heart. So that's the feeling with this too. And then I'm seeing Three of Cups and I'm seeing Three of Pentacles. So I wonder if you guys are making up with one another. Or this is kind of like, this is my intention now for the relationship. I'm seeing Two of Cups. But you don't know where things are going to go with them. So there's something like very mysterious about the dynamic between you and this person of like venturing hand in hand into the unknown with them. But I get like you have some sort of history with them. You have some sort of history with this person. But now I'm seeing you really be on track. It's like, it's not easy to show up, but you're like, This is what has to be done. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.